Welcome to another Chris McPherson Show live watch-along, and we are set for Adelaide on the road to Perth in the NBL, coming straight off the back of our earlier game where we had Southeast Melbourne getting it done comfortably over Melbourne United in the throwdown. We now have Bryce Cotton back in Perth for the first time, and there's plenty of red 11 Perth jerseys out there recognising the great man, plenty of signs supporting him. It was always intriguing as to whether he'd get a hostile welcome, but it looks like they have certainly missed him. Perth are doing an honorary on-court presentation to the man who won a couple of competitions there. 8 scoring titles, 5 MVP titles. As he returns to what would be easily classed as his spiritual home. They love him, both these clubs now. He's gone to Adelaide after long service with Perth. And been welcomed back warmly. Let's see how they feel if he's the one that is the dagger that breaks their heart tonight in a key game. After that, Melbourne United lost. Adelaide go top of the NBL ladder for the time being live. A win tonight will secure that. A loss we'll see them slip back to second. Well, for the Wildcats, they got a win over Melbourne United earlier this weekend. And now they've got the opportunity to further cement their case as a top 4 side. A win here could certainly uplift them. All but set for things to get started. Close the gap on Southeast Melbourne in third and keep themselves really putting the pressure on it. It's starting to congest this top 4. And open up a bit of a gap to Sydney in 5th. If they could get the win here for the weekend and close it out with a 2-0 home court effort. Let's have a look at how the two teams do line up for the starting 5. For the visitors, Adelaide, it will be Flynn Cameron in jersey 1, Isaac Humphries, the captain in 8, Bryce Cotton in that famous number 11, Troy Bound Jr. in 23, and Zylan Cheatham in 45. While for Perth, in 0 will be JLA, Joe Lawal Jr. Dylan Windler will be number 3, Christian Doolittle number 5, David Duke Jr., their newest import in 12, and Elijah Pepper in 40. Their captain, Jesse Wagstaff, will sit on the pine alongside Dante Russo-Nance, Lat Mayan, Sunday Detch, Ben Henshaw, Noah Kuaku, Hughie, Cameron Hunter, and David Okawira. While for Adelaide, the bench will be Matt Kenyon, Isaac White, Michael Harris, Keanu Rasmussen, Nick Rakasevich, and DJ Vasiljevic. We are all set for tip-off in the jungle, in Perth, the RAC Arena. The Red Army's out in force in support of their side, and in welcoming back Bryce Cotton, albeit in the opposite coloured jersey this time around. Great to have you with us. If you're just joining us for the first time, let us know where you're tuning in from. Get involved in the comments. It'd be great to have you along for the ride. Let us know who you're barracking for, who you think might get it done, what you're looking to see. If you're tracking anything, if you're having a little bit of a wager, following along, maybe a player over-unders, total points, anything like that, let us know and we'll keep you up to date with what's happening there. We all are all set for the tip-off. And it is Joe Lawal Jr. who wins out the first one. And Perth have the first possession. The Wildcats going to work. Mid-range jumper doesn't go from Pepper. Cheatham flattened in the end. Draws the foul. Adelaide will advance the ball a little. Take it to the sideline. Cotton in now. Troy Brown Jr. returns it to Cotton. 1-on-1 up against David Duke Jr. Humphries sets the screen. Nice little bounce pass. Humphries goes to work in the tight post. Gets the opening score of the game. Adelaide the first on the board. Duke Jr. with a response. Drains a 3. Gives Perth their first lead of the match. No, they're going to say that was a 2. Just inside. Swatted away now. Adelaide working it. Flynn Cameron swings it around. Stolen Cheatham gives it back to Cotton. Cotton bounce pass. Cheatham on the edge of the lane. Nice little jumper. 4-2. Just over a minute gone. Watchalong working the ball. Doolittle, 3-point open shot. Sits in but spits back out. Handed off to Cotton. He drives down the left-hand edge of the court. Isaac Humphries tries to set the screen. Doesn't quite work. Zolan Cheatham gets a deflected ball. Drives into the paint. Gives it to Humphries again, who takes another 2 for Adelaide. 6-2. Minute 40 gone. Watchalong just manhandles Isaac Humphries and takes a 2 by sheer strength. JLA averaging nearly 19 points a game this season. Cheatham swings it across. Troy Brown Jr. goes for a 3 on the 45 degree from the left side. Doesn't get there. Now Doolittle working with Duke Jr. Windler up against his former teammate Cotton. Broken up there. Brown just gets a hand in. 2 minutes 23 gone. Adelaide lead by 2. Isaac Humphries 2 buckets already. Doolittle gets into a mid-range jumper over the top of Cheatham. Levels us back up at 6 apiece. These sides clashed only 4 rounds ago. Cotton tries to do the work here. Gives it to Cheatham, open lane. Gets up, gets down, dunks it. Swung wide now. Duke Jr. for 3. Doesn't get it, but gets his own rebound. He'll go back for 2, overshoots it. Barney's drawn a foul, has he? He has. So we go to the line for 2. I'm saying just before these guys clashed only a few weeks ago. It was Adelaide at home, but Perth were too strong, 94-87. Adelaide's gone on a winning run since then. As Duke Jr. gets both his free throws, the tie's back up again. Now, Brown. Isaac Humphries asks for the pop pass over the top, doesn't give it. Flynn Cameron's there. Brown has an open 3, can't get it to go. Doolittle gets the rebound. Again, a miss from the Wildcats. Cheatham sets a screen. Cotton cuts inside. Can't get the 3 to go. Brown Jr. throws himself at it, but it falls to Windler. Pepper doing some work. Gets it out wide now. Dylan Windler. Bounce pass, looking for Joe Watchalong up against Isaac Humphries. Draws the foul. JLA will go to the line. Two free throws to come for Perth. Potentially give them the lead. They haven't led yet across the first almost 4 minutes. JLA overcooks the first. What can he do with the second? Miss hits it as well. Needed that to be the away team, the fans, to get the free burgers with Hungry Jacks. Meantime, those Island Cheatham sets it up for Cotton. Cotton 1-on-1 versus Duke Jr. Swings it wide. Flynn Cameron can't get the three to go. Rakosevich is there to take the rebound. Jones, Brown Jr., gets it across, and Rakosevich gets it again, gives it to Cotton. 6 on the shot clock. Cotton for 3. There we go. He doesn't stay cold for long. No, toe on the 3-point line again. Just a 2-pointer. It's half a foot inside the arc. 10-8. Cops some contact on the way through, so he'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play. Cotton goes to the line. His first bucket of the afternoon. 4.5 minutes gone. Cotton extends himself to 3 points. He extends their lead to 3 points. And it's 11-8. First plays fourth. The Adelaide 36ers currently live on the ladder on top. Going to work now for Perth. Henshaw gives it off. Nice little easy jumper for Aquera. $11-10. Dylan Cheatham decides to do it all himself, and that's beautiful jump shooting. Gets another 2. Back to a 3-point ball game. 4:50 on the clock in the first quarter. Henshaw leaves a little short, batted back, falls for Pepper. Pepper looking at options. Henshaw's there now. 3-point shot, and that's beautiful basketball. Christian Doolittle ties us back up at 13s. 4.5 on the clock. Rakosevich gives it off. Cotton there, tries to use the screen. They come again, swings it wide. Zylan Cheatham goes straight through his legs. He's missed that one. Perth ball. Cheatham's going to take a breather. Now they go to work through Henshaw. Misdirected pass was batted across by Adelaide and couldn't be tracked inside the sideline, so Perth will get away with that one. Isaac White out there now. Then Cameron checks out. Troy Brown Jr. back in. Plenty of work to do. Henshaw gives it off to Windler. Windler driving into the lane. Finds a wall of white shirts. Can't get it away. Spits it out wide. They go to the 3. Windler wrestling through the pack to take that away with the rebound. Henshaw for 3. Decoy goes in short. Aquera goes up over the top with another 2. Perth in the lead. That's their first lead of the match. Almost 6.5 minutes gone. Adelaide swing it wide. White gives it off. 3-point shot not on target from Isaac Humphries. Was on target at the other end. It's Jesse Wagstaff, the captain, is out there for Perth, and all of a sudden, blink and you will have missed it. They lead by 5, and Adelaide call a timeout. 3:22 on the clock in the first quarter. Good to have those of you that are with us tuning in. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like as well. And get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know who you think is going to be the key to this one. It's a big rivalry game, Perth and Adelaide. Throw in the mix the Bryce Cotton factor, the former Perth Wildcat, now at the 36ers. There's lots on the line. This time out, a chance just to reset things and see what they can pull back here, Adelaide. They had it all happening. Perth have just got a little jump on them at the moment. Also, Bryce Cotton's going to take a short breather. Now they're back underway. Isaac White, bounce pass into the traffic. Well taken home in the end by Rakasevich. Doolittle goes wide. They sweep it around. Detch is out there. Henshaw, Windler. Back now for Doolittle. Goes long for 3. And that goes home. And all of a sudden they lead by 6 again. Christian Doolittle up to 8 points. 2 from 4 from the 3-point range. Troy Brown Jr. doing the work here. 1-on-1. Trying to work over his opposite man. Sunday Detch. Just lobbed up for 3 points though. Adelaide, they get one back. TJ Vasiljevic makes an immediate impact. And we've got a foul on Vasiljevic. He's making an impact at the other end, not the one he really wanted. As the changes are rung for both sides here, trying to keep things moving. It's been fairly frenetic tempo and pace early on. Doolittle goes to work against Vasiljevic in close quarters. Turns around, fader. Can't get there, but he swings it. They swing it back to him. Doolittle sends it into the paint. Wagstaff, too big, too strong. Another bucket for the Wildcats. Troy Brown Jr. feeds it wide. Kenyon's out there. Vasiljevic goes for a very deep 3, overshoots it. Wagstaff takes the rebound. Minute 40 on the clock before quarter time. Now Doolittle. Bounce pass for Wagstaff, right on the edge of the key. Gives it to Henshaw, who's crashing through at the boards. Another bucket for the Wildcats. They get back to their lead, biggest lead of the day with 7. Brown Jr. is just being harangued by Henshaw. Cotton's back out there. Gets away from Detch, swings it wide. Kenyon, little turn, look. Swatted away by Wagstaff. And it'll be 36ers ball. Wagstaff tried to suggest otherwise, but referee having none of it. .108 on the clock in this first quarter. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. We'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Who you're backing here is another 2-point strike from Bryce Cotton, just inside the 3-point line. Gets the deficit back to 5, under a minute to play in the first quarter. Watchalong sends it back for Henshaw. He overdoes it. We have a foul called. It's called on Henshaw. TJ Vasiljevic got himself set. So Adelaide, a good stop. Troy Brown Jr. takes it down court. Pop pass over the top. Swung wide from Cotton to Vasiljevic for 3. Doesn't quite go. Cheatham can't get the rebound. He's out rebounded by Windler. Ball with Doolittle now. Doolittle versus Cheatham. They're happy to run the clock down. 7.5 second differential between shot clock and game clock. Rakasevich got a hand in there. No shot away though. I think it'll be Perth ball. Will be called as a foul. Will be called as a foul. So DJ Vasiljevic takes a seat. 12.4 seconds on the clock. JLA on the ball. Going to go to work, try and get it away over the top of Rakasevich. Doesn't work though. Flynn Cameron's there, not long on the clock, 2 seconds. Cotton drives into the paint, pops it up over everyone and gets it to drop. That's key right on the break. Magic work from Bryce Cotton. You can see why Adelaide moved heaven and earth to get him across to the 36ers this season. Cotton's got 5 points. They trail by 3 at the first break. This one is well in the balance. Both sides plenty of offensive punch. Plenty of opportunity to really drive a clash here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes moving forward. Early points. David Duke Jr. got 4. Christian Doolittle with 8. David Okwera with 4 as well. The other side, Bryce Cotton 7. Isaac Humphries 4. Zylan Cheatham with 6. Real shared contributive effort from both sides so far. No one dominating the game individually. Doolittle, probably the best of, with 8 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. He's been busy. As I say, no one absolutely clinically standing out at the end of the first quarter. As we get set for the second term here, these two sides, we said really crucial for both of them. Adelaide heading into this game, we're on top of the ladder, on the live ladder. That 3-point deficit, it may not be the case. No, it certainly won't, because they'll go to 12 and 4. Melbourne United 13 and 4, having played the extra game. Talking earlier in the first match about the state of play in the NBA and Oklahoma City and their current run and their pursuit of that Golden State Warriors record of 73 and 9, the Chicago Bulls record of 72 and 10, and whether they'll blow both those out of the water. Because of the ratio they've got at the moment, they're on track for a 78 and 4 sort of season. It'd be absolutely phenomenal. And we are back with the start of the second quarter almost underway. Here they go. Adelaide in possession. Cheatham into the lane. Gets up and over. Can't get it to go, though. Rebound taken by Doolittle. Swings it wide. Pepper's there, but he's harangued by Flynn Cameron. Now they switch it to the other side where Windler is. Doolittle comes to set the screen. Windler loses his footing. David Duke Jr.'s there. 4 on the shot clock. He's going to have to find something quickly. Gets inside Cheatham. Gets up and over. Doesn't go, though. Rebound comes to Joe Luala-Chul, who returns with a bucket. Cameron laying it off at Cheatham. Back to Brown Jr. It ends up through the middle with Isaac Humphries, and he gets another bucket. Keeps it at a 3-point ball game. A minute gone in the second quarter. Neck and neck here. Not a lot in it. Duke Jr. throws it back for Doolittle. Doolittle's got Windler wide. Can't get it to him. Cheatham trying to block it down. Can't do. Doolittle too good. Humphries sets a decoy screen. Cameron swings it in. Now it comes back out to Brown Jr. Returns to Cameron. He sweeps around, gets in underneath everyone, and the pressure from Doolittle and Pepper stops it. Pepper drives down court. Little layoff looking for JLA. Doesn't go to Luala-Chul. Oh, Bryce Cotton, crossover, step back. Doesn't go. It all looked good until the shot. Just a little off target. Perth get away with that one again. Windler. Pass intercepted. Flynn Cameron read that. He's looking for the bounce pass to Watchalong, and then Cotton. Wide open three on the wing. Doesn't go. Cameron open three. Cheatham open three just to the corner of the lane. Doesn't go again. Adelaide struggling with their three-point shooting early. Stays 29-24. 2 minutes 20 gone in the second quarter. Wildcats 3 from 7. The 36ers 1 from 10 from three-point range. Windler now. Watchalong drives into the lane. Gets it up and over. Nice little jumper. Sends it out to a 7-point lead. Biggest of the game. Cheatham working with Brown Jr. They come across now. Humphries to Cotton. Cotton just working the space. Brown Jr. gives it to Humphries. A little behind the back pass from Isaac Humphries. And Brown Jr. returns the favour with a bounce pass from behind the back. And Humphries just does the job getting it home. 31-26. 3 minutes gone. Humphries up to 8 points. He's shooting at 4 from 4. 100%. Now it's swung wide. Duke Jr. for a long three. And it never looked like missing. I said before, 7 was their lead, the best lead of the game. It's now 8. Lead 34-26. We've got a foul called here on Christian Doolittle. Can't believe that he's been called for it. Silent Cheatham, though, will go to the line. Chance to just trim this deficit down a little for Cheatham. And coach's challenge on it. John Riley will send it up for review. He thinks that Christian Doolittle got set. You could argue that he was. Let's just have a look again on the slow motion. I think his left foot's off the ground. They're going to split hairs here. Potentially left foot off the ground for Christian Doolittle, which means he wasn't setting the screen. Setting the block, sorry. Split seconds away from it, but I don't think he was set, and I don't know if it'll be enough to overturn it. So we'll wait and see. No, they do uphold it. There you go. This shows. I'm guessing like the rest of you. 34-26. Just remembering earlier on in Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, 111 defeated Melbourne United 86. Big win for Southeast Melbourne in the throwdown, 31. Adelaide need to find some response here. .6:37 to go in this second quarter. So it won't be Cheatham going to the line. Inbound for Perth instead. And Pepper's there. Elijah Pepper on the ball. One-on-one with Bryce Cotton. Pushes to the outside, transfers it to the left hand. Just out muscles and out spins. Bryce Cotton gets 2 more. All of a sudden they lead by 10, Perth. Wildcats are shooting the house down. They're shooting at 64% to 46% for Adelaide. Foul being called here on Perth. Just trying to work out, is it on Duke Jr. or on Jesse Wagstaff? Duke Jr. already has 2. So we'll be on Duke Jr. So it'll be 3 personal fouls on him midway through this second quarter, which is a bit of a blow for Perth, but they lead by 10, so they've got some cushion there as Isaac Humphries gets up and over, dunks that one home, gets it back to an 8-point ball game. get the stop now. Cotton takes it down the right. The most right outlet they can. And Humphries is there again. Another 2 points for him. Had the 2 there with a double click. Turned out to be true. 6-point ball game now. 5:48 on the clock. Now Perth will take a timeout. John Riley. Because I'm talking about it before. The FIBA World Cup qualifiers where the Boomers got out of jail twice against New Zealand. Next FIBA opportunity will be those games in late February, early March. And for Australia, that'll be games against the Philippines and Guam. Play Guam on the 26th of Feb. And the Philippines on the 1st of March. Venues for the Guam match hasn't been decided yet, but the Philippines match will be played in the city of Pasay, in the national capital area of the Philippines. Guam played their last game in the city of Mangalao. And it's only a small territory, Guam, as we know. Population 168,000, so not a whole lot of options for them as to where they'll play, you would think. Back underway here, Perth going to work. Henshaw steps away from Kenyon. Perth going to be just working out what's happening here. And call a foul here on Brown Jr. So now Henshaw driving in. Thinks about giving it off. The side's better of it. Just inside the lane. Can't get it to go. Rebound taken by Aquira, and he gets it home. 8-point lead. Five minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Cotton fires it across now to White. White pops it out the back to Kenyon. Kenyon and Humphries. Humphries drives into the lane himself, gets up over the top and drops it. Isaac Humphries gets 2 back. He's firing now. He's up to 12 points. Still at 100% shooting. Aquira takes it down court. Windler sends it back deep 3, and that is Ben Henshaw. There's a nice strike from long range to make it 41-32. Henshaw's got 5 points. 4.5 minutes till half time. Brown Jr. gets an open look and just airballs it well short. After the basketball short of the hoop. As we said, 62% now for Perth, they're shooting. 50% for Adelaide. Sunday Detch, the hit, the spin, the pirouette, and knocks it home. Another 2 points. 11-point ball game, 4:04 on the clock. And the N1. They are just pouring fuel on their own fire here, Adelaide, and burning their own house down. Silly mistakes, silly turnovers. At key moments. Fouls are not helping. (44-32). Adelaide will go to the line. Isaac Humphries is the man at the line now. Drops the first one short. Now the second. No cheeseburgers for the time being for the Perth fans. Gets the second, gets it back to an 11-point game. Henshaw will have the inbound. 3 minutes 48 to go in the second quarter. Game on the line here, Perth. Doing a job. Really tightening up this top four. We've had third beats first as it currently sits on the ladder, and this is second place fourth. Henshaw with a mid-range jump. Can't get it to go. Cotton the rebound. Detch gets done for the reach-in foul. P36's ball inbound. Time ticking down, 3:23 on the clock. To have you watching along, involved in the comments. Isaac Humphries goes in. Another 2 points for the big man. Ice up to 17 points now. Now Windler throws one up and drains it from deep. 47-35. 3 minutes on the clock in the first half, second quarter. Cotton bounce past Cheatham in traffic. Gets fouled. Bucket doesn't drop. He'll go to the line for two. Adelaide just trying to chip away at this not insubstantial lead. That's not going to help. Cheatham overcooks that one. Going for his second. They're 4 from 6 for the free throw line. And he misses. That'll be cheeseburgers. It's back-to-back games. The code for this one is paddle. If you're an Australian, you got the Hungry Jacks app. That's where the NBL app. Perth can't get this one to go. Ball out of bounds. Ball will go. Both teams pointing their own way. Adelaide ball. All right. It's going to be Perth ball. Called as a jump ball and Perth ball. Interesting decision. Henshaw inbound. Windler working, spinning away, goes up for the jumper, can't go, but there's a foul called again. Very stop-start, the back bit of this second quarter. Windler will go to the line to try and extend this lead. Out to their biggest of the match so far. 12 is equal the biggest. Windler gets one. Can he hit the second? That's the big question. Extended out to 14. 13-point lead currently for Perth. He does. Still in Windler. Up to 5 points for him. Little fumble there. Turns out okay for Cotton. But we're going to have a foot violation. So the Adelaide ball again. Like I said, very stop-start here. Just joined us. Make sure to let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Love to get you engaged in the comments. Have a bit of a chat. Let us know who you're barracking for, what you're watching here, what you're keeping an eye on. If you've got a wager on the game, what's happening with your Sunday afternoon as Cheatham gets up on the alley-oop. Great work, Zylan Cheatham. 49-37, 2:10 on the clock for half-time. Doolittle drops it back for Windler. Henshaw's there. Jalala Chul. Windler blocked from Humphries, but they're going to call a foul. Fouls are starting to rack up for both sides. It's Humphries first. Windler goes the line, gets another one. Brings up the 50. They lead by 13 again. 2:02 on the clock. It's on the line here. Doesn't get the second one. Cheatham takes the rebound. Cotton now. Handed off to him. He takes it straight down the middle for the time being. Slows the pace. Controls the tempo. Calls Humphreys to him. Tries to get the mismatch. Doesn't quite work. Gets a bounce pass and falls over as he does. Humphreys comes away with it. Get the towel boys out to mop the floor here a little bit. I think we've had a foul in the process. It'll be Isaac Humphreys, the leading scorer of the day, 17 points. We'll go to the free throw line. 17 out of 37 for his team. He's certainly dominating their hand. 1:44 on the clock. Gets one. Just joining us, jump into the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Great to have you with us. First time along, hit the like button. Even click a subscribe. Get amongst it so you get updates on when we're doing our updates and doing our shows. Just 1 from 2 for Humphreys there. 12-point ball game. 1:35 on the clock before half time. Good to have you all tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. Get involved in the comments. Very quiet in the comments today. Sunday crowd a little shyer than our Wednesday and Thursday night crowds, obviously. In the meantime, Bryce Cotton going to work. Isaac Humphreys for Cheatham. He's out muscled at the post. Windler lobs it down, looking for Doolittle. He gets him. Henshaw had an open three, tries the quick pass. Cotton gets a hand in, breaks it up. Cheatham downtown, unopposed, goes up for the dunk. Gives some feedback to Henshaw. He wanted the N1. The referee says, you're not having it. Adelaide's coach up in arms as well. Let's watch the replay. Jumps from key point. A little nudge, maybe a little touch. Didn't look like a lot. I can certainly see the case. In the meantime, Perth are going to call a timeout. That's how he said it's 50-40. Been some real moments of positivity from Adelaide so far in this one, but just not consistent enough. As I said, if you're just joining us, hit subscribe. It'll keep you up to date with when we do all of our live watch-alongs, not just basketball ones, but plenty more basketball coming. Might even get in and do a little bit of the NBA over the summer as well when we've got some gaps around the Monday to Friday hustle that I have. We'll see how we go. See what sort of response we've got. Let us know in the comments whether or not you'd be interested if we did some live watch-alongs on the NBA. We're going to have some cricket as well in the coming days and weeks. Bit of Big Bash action as it gets started. Certainly into January as well. For now, it's Perth bringing it back in. A minute to go in the first half, the second quarter, if you will. Henshaw for Watchalong. Very casual is the big man, JLA. Drops it back to Henshaw. Windler goes for a no-look three. Doesn't quite work for him. Ball's batted down to the path of Troy Brown Jr. Brown Jr. working against Sunday Detch. Humphrey sets a half screen for him. They lay it off. Cheatham's there. Cotton now. Cotton trying to draw in too. Henshaw's not going to be lured away. He just does a step back, drains a three. I thought he drained that, but it absolutely missed everything. That's how smooth I thought he'd hit it. Bryce Cotton not having his best night. He's shooting at 42%. With 26 seconds on the clock, it'll be a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. DJ Vasiljevic steps out. Isaac White back in. If Perth are smart here, they'll be able to manage this last true possession. Take this shot clock down as far as they can with only a couple of seconds differential. Exactly what Henshaw's doing. Detch fires it wide. JLA with a little fumble, but regathers. Goes into the paint, gets it done. It wedges up in between the hoop and the backboard. So at the moment, 3.2 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they adjust that at all. Adelaide might have just enough time to get a quick fire shot away. They're going to call a timeout and try and advance it, I'd suggest. Let's see if they can just get that one last scoring shot to get it back to single digits in the shadows of half time. Good to have you joining us. Again, the comment section very quiet today. Get involved. Let us know what you're thinking. Love to engage. As I said, the Sunday crowd much quieter and shyer than our Wednesday night and Thursday night crew. Maybe not as many of the Americans tuning in. As always, hit subscribe. Stay involved. Stay along with us as we continue more live watch-alongs. Let us know what else you'd like to see on the live watch-alongs as well. We're happy to have a look at almost any sport within reason. Of course, the cricket going on in Brisbane still today. England wanting some real nuisance value with Stokes and Jacks batting on. They've got through to tea. 6 for 193. They lead by 16. Well, Jacks is within 6 runs of his highest ever test score. He's 25 not out. Ben Stokes 36 not out. Australia struggling to get that breakthrough. And still 21 overs away from, 21 overs away from the new ball. Cheatham fires it down court. They don't advance it. Humphries tries to get the pass away. They get the shot up from 3-point range. Doesn't go. So at half time, it will be 50 points to 40. The home side leading the way. Let's take a look through the scorers and recap those, and then we'll take a break and be back with you. Starting with the visitors and 2 players in double digits. Let's start Isaac Humphrey, 18 points, 1 rebound. Then go to Zylan Cheatham, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. Bryce Cotton, just 7 points at 42% shooting. He has got 8 assists and 2 rebounds, though. On the other side for Perth, only 1 player in double digits. Christian Doolittle, 10 points, shooting 50% and 6 rebounds. Also 3 assists, so some big numbers already. JLA and Dylan Windler, both 6 points. David Duke Jr., 7 points. And then we've got Ben Henshaw and Jesse Wagstaff on 5. David Aquira on 6 as well. So shared around the 50 so far. But this one is far from over. A big second half coming. Adelaide will come back out of the change rooms, fired up at this. See if they can overcome Perth on their home court. Or will it be Perth making it 2-0 for the weekend? We'll find out in another 10 or so minutes. We'll take a short break here. We're back in about 10 minutes with the second half from RAC Arena. The Perth Wildcats taking the Adelaide 36ers here on a Chris McPherson Show live watch along. Hello, welcome back. Half to come of this clash between the Perth Wildcats and the Adelaide 36ers on the Chris McPherson Show. Live watch-along, the Bryce Cotton Cup, if you will, and his former club, beating his current club by 10 at the break. Cotton having an unusually quiet evening, just 7 points at half-time. Will he come out and light things up in the second half? Only time will tell. As we said, plenty of other sport happening at the moment. Cricket test between England and Australia. At the tea break at the moment, 6 for 193. England leading by 16 runs with 4 wickets in hand. 65-run partnerships between Ben Stokes and Will Jacks has steered them to the lead. Got plenty of A-League, WNBL, all sorts of things happening as well. In the A-League today, we've still got an Adelaide-Brisbane game to come. As the two teams get set here in the men's. Women's, there'll be a bit of action because there's a rescheduled game later on tonight. 4 games today in total. Melbourne City got the job done over Wellington 1-0. Brisbane currently lead 1-0 over Adelaide United, approaching half-time. Also approaching half-time, there's Sydney Derby, Western Sydney and Sydney all locked up at 0-0. The rescheduled game from the Central Coast will be at 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, between the Central Coast and Newcastle. And of course, in the WNBL. A little bit later this afternoon or this evening, the Southside Flyers taking on Bendigo in a Victorian derby. 4th plays 2nd. So that'll be an interesting one, but we are back underway here. And straight away, Perth hit with a 3 through Pepper. No mucking about for the Wildcats. Adelaide, can they respond? Cotton on the ball. Pulls it out to Cameron. Cheatham gets 2 back. 11-point ball game. Need to get a little run together here somewhere, Adelaide. Get some stops. Duke Jr. Elijah Pepper. Swings it wide. Duke Jr. again going in. Swatted away. Flynn Cameron. It'll be Wildcats ball. .46 seconds gone in this third quarter. They get the Towel boys out there just mopping the floor. A couple of wet spots. Caught between spots and patches there. Again, the chat very quiet today, guys. Get involved. Let us know where you're watching from as Duke Jr. gets a 2. Now Humphreys. He's working the point. That's different. Cameron sweeping around, drops it out. Cheatham was open, thought about the 3, decided better of it. Brown Jr. going in under the contest from 3 players, tries to thread the needle, can't quite get it to drop. And now Windler for 3. That's a dagger. 16-point lead, biggest of the game. A timeout is called by Adelaide. Mike Wells decides he's seen enough. Speaking of the WNBL, before I said a little bit later today, we'll have Bendigo visiting the Flyers. Earlier today, the UCC defeated the Geelong Venom, so that's Canberra Capitals. Defeated the Geelong Venom in a key game. So tight at the moment. We have Townsville 9-1 on top of the ladder. Bendigo 8-2. Perth 7-3, and then we have the remaining 5 teams all on 3 wins. It's just the losses that vary. So South Melbourne Flyers or the Southside Flyers have 5 losses. So they're 3 and 5. UCC and Adelaide both 3 and 6. Then Geelong and Sydney are 3 and 8. So she's neck and neck there. And not a lot separating them on points percentage either. So an interesting time. Very tight early doors in the WNBL. We'll have some Tuesday night action as well. UCC will be back in action against Adelaide. So the 2, 3 and 6 teams will come together in Canberra. Now Brown Jr. across for Cotton. The double team. There's got to be an overlap here. Cheatham's the man free. Gets up and over. Gets a little tip on it from Joe Watchalong, and they stop him to Adelaide. Minute 45 gone in the third. Windler pops it over to JLA. He uses that length to get past Isaac Humphries, and he throws himself into a defensive pairing, and he's come off worse for wear. Humphries just closes him out. And JLA will go to the line to extend this lead even further. 16 points it is at the moment, 58-42. He hits his first, gets it back to the equal biggest of the match. Leaves the next one short. Flynn Cameron flies through, takes the rebound, so it'll stay at the equal biggest at 17. Zylan Cheatham, Bryce Cotton. Cotton over for Isaac Humphries, the ice. Trying to get it done. Cotton weaving his way through traffic. Jump shot over the top, leaves it short. Windler gets the Doolittle, got the rebound. And long pass thrown and intercepted by Isaac Humphries. He cut it off before it reached Joe Luala-Chul. Cheatham thinks about going over the top, just drives into the paint himself and takes the two. 59-44. 7:35 on the clock in this third quarter. Adelaide, can they find something? They need to go on a run here. David Duke slices through. Joe Luala-Chul gets up and over and bangs one home. 61-44. Bryce Cotton calls for calm. DJ Vasiljevic back out there. Bounce pass in for Humphries into the lane. Gets it up and over, but just leaves it a little short. They continue working. Pepper with a three and drains that. All of a sudden, the lead's out to 20. That is the biggest of the game, and this has got shades of the Melbourne Southeast Melbourne game before. The team lower on the ladder, but the home side doing the work. Cotton for three. Bang. Gets one back. He's going to get warmed up now, is he, Bryce? Gets himself into double digits. David Duke Jr. He's 1v1 with Cameron, driving it forward. Takes it through the middle. Gets the outside of Cameron. Goes over the top of Isaac Humphries. Doesn't stick. Cameron gets the rebound. Now Cotton. Working hard against Duke Jr. Tries to slice the outside. Gets a step of space. Leaves it short. Does well to race through. Flicks it back in, and Christian Doolittle's worn it in the one spot you don't want to wear a basketball. Or anything else for that matter. It's come off him last, so it should be 36's ball here. He's just watching and waiting. Bryce Cotton did really well. Just to have a look at whether or not his foot was still in bounds. $64-47, 6:19 on the clock. Cotton's foot might have been over the baseline. It was. So it will be Wildcats ball. Doolittle back to operating capacity. Lays it off for JLA. They're a little bit stagnant now, Perth. Pepper for three. This one a little overcooked. Cameron gets up for the battered down rebound. Little pop ball behind. Cheatham driving through an open lane. Gets two back. It's back to 15. JLA getting it done. Bounce pass for Doolittle. Doolittle takes it home for two. Cotton for three, leaves it short. Stays 66-49. Lob down looking for David Duke, but Flynn Cameron's there. Hustles for the ball, turns it over, and JLA slams it home. Mike Wells is appealing for a foul. Referee having none of it. Nick Rakosevich is back out there. Cotton swings it wide, opens Zylan Cheatham for the left wing for three, can't get it to go. And Doolittle takes another rebound. He's into double-double territory. He is 12 points, 10 rebounds. Christian Doolittle. Bryce Cotton knocking on the door of double-double as well as Doolittle goes for some more points. Batted home in the end by Joe Lawala-Chul. Now it's a 21-point lead. Things are spiralling fast for Adelaide. DJ Vasiljevic is coming in, driving the paint. Misses it, but Rakosevich comes home and bangs it in. Brings up the 50 points for Adelaide, 70-51. 4:23 on the clock. Can they fight back here? Or Perth just going to keep turning the screws? Duke Jr. pulls up, thinks about a three, steps 2 strides forward, goes for the two. Maybe he should have taken the three on hindsight. Cheatham has the ball swatted out of his hands by Elijah Pepper. Out of bounds, and it'll be 36's ball. Cotton working now with Cameron. Nice bounce pass. Matt Kenyon's out there, gives it off. Flicked back. Rakosevich at the top of the key. Gets it done. Another two. They chip away. 70-53. 3:50 on the clock. A bit of a delay here. Not sure what's happening. Just work things out. Flynn Cameron just getting some treatment, some blood on his elbow, and we're back underway now. Placement players out there. Isaac White. Windler. Henshaw lays off for David Duke Jr. Drives in, takes the two. Adelaide just don't seem to have the ability to push up and shut down this run. They don't have the ability to work the court defensively. White's going to think about pulling up for a three. Rakosevich has been sniped. He's flat on his back, right on the free throw line. And he'll get the foul. So White will inbound it. Bryce Cotton coming across, gets the mismatch against Joe Lawala-Chul. Doesn't execute though. Kenyon drives into the paint against Wagstaff. Ball pops back for Rakosevich. He doesn't get it to go. Aquera gets it and takes the rebound. They head down court now. Lays it out wide. Windler's there. Swings it deep. Duke Jr. 12 on the shot clock. Now Windler for three. Doesn't quite go. Kenyon's back there. Takes the rebound. 2:40 to go in the third. Cotton. Double teamed. Finds an open Kenyon. Doesn't want to take the shot though for three. Doesn't trust the shooting ability. Cotton gets some space, steps back, gets a three. And that's why he is one of, if not the GOAT of the NBL. David Duke Jr. fires that wide. Henshaw gets up for three himself. Batted away. Aquera gets it, gives it back into Henshaw, crashing the lane. Can't get it to go though. Rakosevich takes it, gives it off to Cotton. Bryce Cotton up to 13 points. A quiet night by his standards. Driven on the bounce into Rakosevich. Little pirouette, gets away from Aquera and drops it for two. No. You're going to call an offensive foul. Rakasevich cannot believe his misfortune. Well, that's 4 there. After he spun away, he's reached out the hand and palmed Okwera away. Instead of giving a little shove, it's deemed unnecessary. Well, that's how it works out sometimes. Bryce Cotton just calming the team. Wagstaff takes his free throw. Now Perth with possession. Quera goes for 3. Doesn't go. JLA's back out there. Sunday Detch. Gives it back to Jalawala Chul against Rakasevich. Detch driving in. Kenyon marking him tightly, trying to close him down. Turns away to his outside and gets the 2. Nice bucket for Detch. Just a golf at the moment in these two teams. Both creating more, converting more. We've got an N1 on that play as well, so Detch will go to the line to extend it back to a 20-point lead. Minute 32. He does convert on the clock. Adelaide need a couple of scores here. Maybe 3 scores and 2 stops in this last 85 seconds. That'll be the key. Swing it wide. Cheatham had the chance there to play it. Go back to Isaac Humphries. Gets it a drop for 2. That's a start. Now they need a stop. Humphries up to 18 points. Cheatham 16, Cotton 13. Jalawala Chul up against Isaac Humphries. Little fumble, little misstep. Handle goes wrong. Cotton goes into the top of the lane. Drains it himself. That's better. Another stop and another score. And it's just within the realms of possibility. Not likely, but possible. Adelaide smart here. Chewing down the clock. They may get another chance to go themselves here. Henshaw in for Jalawala Chul. They can't get the stop, Adelaide, so Perth had 2 more to their score, 78-60. There's a 8.5 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 15 on the shot clock. Cotton happy to wind it down as far as he can. 8 on the shot clock. He lobs it wide. Brown Jr., Cheatham. Brown Jr. again. 3 on the shot clock. He's going to need to get one away, Brown Jr. Doesn't go. That's not ideal for them. Adelaide with 4 seconds to work with here. Wagstaff's going to go all the way down the middle. Doesn't get it to go. Cheatham's going to drive. Take a shot from 3/4 court. Wasn't far away, but didn't threaten in the end. Found the backboard. 78-60. The Wildcats have got this one in the bag. You'd have to think it'll take a minor miracle. Actually, I think it'll take a major miracle to get things done from here. So that means at the end of the round, Melbourne will be back on top of the ladder, Melbourne United. They'll be sitting there with a win percentage of 76.5%. Adelaide will be 12-4, so 75%. Southeast Melbourne 10-5, Perth 10-6. Nipping at the heels now of Southeast Melbourne. Southeast Melbourne a better points percentage though, so if they did drop another game, they'd still be slightly in front of them. Sydney 7-7. Great points percentage for the Kings, but not a great record. New Zealand 7-10, but still a positive points percentage, which talks about some of the scorelines we've seen this year. Tasmania 6-10, Illawarra 5-10, Brisbane 5-11, and Cairns 4-12. Some of the results over the weekend have certainly started to tighten up a few spots in that race, but when you allow already for 7 wins for New Zealand, that means that a team like Cairns or Brisbane need another 3 wins to catch up and overtake them for that play-in spot, as well as matching their record on the way home. So starting to look, I think we can start to, over the next week or two, start to talk about putting a line through some of these teams and their ability, while mathematical reality will suggest otherwise in terms of them making the play-in berths. We might be down to a race in 4 or 5 for those play-in spots. It won't be 4 or 5, sorry, it'll be 5 or 6. But we'll only know as the results play out over the coming week. As we said, there's some interesting games next week, starting with that midweek game, which will be the Phoenix playing the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. Big game for the Jackies, and also huge for the Southeast Melbourne after their win today. They can then close it up, and with Adelaide losing, get within a game. They'd be 11 and 5 if they can get a win behind Adelaide 12 and 4. So really start to close that gap up. Illawarra Brisbane, that's 8th plays 9th on Thursday night, so that'll be a huge one as well. Friday night, Adelaide Melbourne, that's big. That's 1 plays 3, 1 plays 2. Again, the winner of that will end up after that game on top of the ladder. So interesting to see Perth and Sydney. 4 plays 5. Perth can widen the gap, or Sydney can close it between 4th and 5th. Cairns and Tassie, again, that bottom 4 battle. We'll know a little bit more. Southeast Melbourne taking on New Zealand. New Zealand in form. Southeast Melbourne going that way as well. And then we finish off the weekend with Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, Perth. So some big games next weekend. What a round it's going to be. But in the meantime, we've got 10 minutes of basketball still to go here. If you're joining us on the Chris McPherson Show, make sure to hit subscribe, give the video a like as well. We really appreciate that sort of stuff, and continues to grow our platform and our footprint. $78.60, 15 seconds gone here. Adelaide with a missed shot. The guy went across the baseline. Now Doolittle working his magic, trying to get it back across half court in time. He does. Goes to Joe Lawala-Chul. Windler. Finds Wagstaff, the captain. Foul's going to be called on Cotton. Just get an update on where the foul numbers are. Anyone in any real trouble? David Duke Jr. still on 3. He was there midway through the second quarter, though, so that's good for Perth. And similarly, just Nick Rakicevich for Adelaide on 3. Plenty of other people on 2, but that should be manageable from here. $78.60, 34 seconds gone in the final quarter here. As Perth look to wrap up a big weekend and claim the home leg of the Bryce Cotton Cup, as we're calling it. Windler trying to fire that away. 3 on the shot clock. He's got to get away with a shot soon. Does well getting over Brown Jr. That's good composure. Didn't let the clock rush him. They're back to a 20-point lead. He's up to 11 on the game. Now Brown Jr., Bryce Cotton. Brown Jr. fires it across. Isaac Humphries. Cotton sweeping around. 5 on the shot clock. Back for Brown Jr. Deep for 3 and drains it. Brown Jr. That's a nice strike from a good stride back from the top of the 3-point arc in line with the lane. Now Wagstaff. Happy to work with Doolittle. Flicks it across now for Pepper. Bounce pass in. Didn't look to see if the lane was clear, and it wasn't. Humphries breaks it up, gives it off to Cotton, who drives in at a rate of knots, gives it off Zylan Cheatham. Gets up, but he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line. Try and cut this deficit back to 15. Extend his scoring. Unfortunately, it's a bare score sheet when you look past their first 3 scorers. They've done all the work for Adelaide. Humphries, Cotton, Cheatham. Brown Jr. got his first bucket just before. He's 1 from 7 on the day. Cheatham gets another. There's no one else confident in taking shots. Second free throw doesn't go. Duke Jr. drives down court straight away off the rebound. Gives it across Windler. Gets in. Opens up Duke Jr. for a 3-point shot. Open shot. Can't get it to go, though. Brown Jr. working with Cheatham. Setting a screen. Cameron wraps around. Cheatham there again. He's got open at the top of the lane. Doesn't want to take the shot, though. They all look to Bryce. Now they go to Cheatham. Flick ball. No look for Humphreys, who gets 2 back. Perth will take a timeout. 80 to 66. 7 minutes 41 on the clock. Interesting to see what Adelaide can take from this from here. As we tick down in this game, not that long to go. Going to have a few of you jumping on now. If you haven't been with us before, we'd love it if you hit like on the video, hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with our channel and our watch-alongs and all of our daily dose videos coming as well. Plenty more content coming over the next week. We've got Formula One, cricket, basketball, and much, much more coming at you. We'll have some more live watch-alongs coming midweek as well. The Sunday crowd are a lot quieter than our midweek crew, that's for sure. No one getting involved in the comments. Jump in there and say hello, guys. Let us know where you're watching from. Good to have you. Wherever in the world you tuned in from, let us know. I like the more obscure a location, the better. Let us know what you're up to on your Sunday. As Windler gets it off for Duke Jr. now. Perth continuing to turn the screws. Duke Jr. gets up, but Humphreys, I was going to say he's got the block, but he's got the hand as well, so it's a foul. Duke Jr. will go to the line and look to extend this Perth lead. Duke Jr. hits one, 81-66. Another one to come. Duke Jr. up to 11 points. Make that 12. Second leading scorer for his side. Flynn Cameron. Just mid-range jumper. Gets 2 back for the 36ers. Clock ticks down to 7 minutes. Remaining in this match at the RAC Arena in Perth. They're going to continue the strong home court record for the weekend, 2-0. As Windler is fouled. Mike Wells is exasperated, I think it's fair to say. He's not necessarily seeing a lot of these calls the same way the referees are. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. These Towel boys have been working overtime today. They're out there now. Windler, what can he do? 2 from the free throw line. Drains the first one. Gets that lead back out to 15. Adelaide had chipped away at a little. Takes himself up to 12 points. 1 of 4 Wildcats in double digits. Can't get the second one, and Troy Brown Jr. comes away with the rebound. Isaac Humphreys finds an unmarked Zylan Cheatham under the bucket. And again, the margin back to 13. Get some couple of stops here and just run home well, and they might be able to get it back to a more respectable margin. Watchalong is not helping that cause, though, because he just makes everything look easy. He was off balance and looked like he was certain to miss. And somehow it still just trickled in. Oh, Isaac Humphreys spinning through traffic after a wonderful ball by Bryce Cotton, but it doesn't go again. It's the story of Adelaide's day. David Duke Jr. lays it off. Pepper's out there now. Watchalong. Flicks it over the top for Windler. Cotton giving away plenty of size, but not giving away any effort. Cheatham versus Doolittle. Doolittle cuts back to the inside. Gets some help, does Cheatham. Doesn't matter, though. Bucket drops. Doolittle on a absolute tear. Now Humphries comes back. Nice little pop ball from Cheatham. They're trying to stay in the fight, Adelaide, but you have to feel with just over 5.5 minutes to come here that it is all too little, too late. What it's not too late for is get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what your takeaways from this weekend's NBL are. Certainly some interesting results. A lot of upsets. New Zealand Breakers, they had a genuine chance of pushing up into the play-in spots and starting to rattle some cages after the weekend they've had. Then Cameron's going to go to the line here for Adelaide. Sydney Kings, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen them in action. We saw them on Wednesday. And they went down to New Zealand, but you know, what have we seen since then? So a lot of questions, not a lot of answers coming from me, but hey, maybe you guys have got them. Jump into the comments and let us know. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Give the video a like as well. We'd love all of that. Helps us to grow our footprint and to provide more content for the broader sports community. Flicking Cameron for his second. Gets it. One piece of good news is if you've been paying attention to the live watch-alongs here in Australia and you've got the NBL app, you've got 2 dips at free cheeseburgers thanks to Hungry Jack's. Queer is out there again. Henshaw, Doolittle. Decides to take a 3-point strike over the top of Flynn Cameron, and that's nice and easy for him. Extend that lead back out as we hit 5 minutes to go in this match. Isaac Humphries working with Cotton. Humphries gets in and under. He'll get 2 points back. It's free-flowing scoring now inside the final 5. Queer is there. Throws it back. Duke Jr. Doolittle feeds it in. Pepper can't go. Aquarius steals the rebound away and gets 2 of his own. 92-76. Query gets himself up to 8 points. That'll be a timeout for Adelaide. Mike Wells now looking for that Hail Mary. 4 minutes 27, 16 points. I don't think we'll see this turn back around, but you never say never. Take something huge. It'd be miraculous. It'd be Jesus walking on water sort of levels of miracle. But, as I said, never say never. He's animated in the huddle for sure, Mike Wells. Just wanting to see something from his team. He knows he's going to need something from them because next up for them is a home clash with Melbourne United, another team that's going to be smarting coming off a loss. So that's going to be a huge clash. It'll be interesting to see what comes of it. But in the meantime, they've got 4 minutes 27 to get through here. Cotton brings it in. They've lost all 3 quarters so far. Can they claim this final one as a moral victory, as the English would say? That's beautiful work from Cheatham, just flicking it round the corner. No look to Humphries. Fortunately, it's been a little bit too few and far between for Adelaide today, some of these smoother ball movements. Foul call. Perth will have the ball. A few changes being rung now. I'm feeling we might start to see Isaac White out there. Henshaw's back out there for Perth. I see some players pick up some minutes. Maybe not. Maybe they'll stick to the tried and tested. They go wide to DJ Vasiljevic. Speaking of players, haven't seen many minutes, and he drains a 3. Gets us back to 11 points. Vasiljevic, under 20 minutes so far tonight. Probably where he'll land is right on about 50% of the game time. Doolittle throws it in, Watchalong, and they call a foul for Humphries over the top. 3 minutes 23 on the clock. The big body for Perth. JLA leaves it well short. Only just clips some rim. See what? John really not looking all that confident right now. Watchalong does get the second though. Makes it a 12-point game. 3:22 on the clock. Bryce Cotton. Tell you what, if anyone could somehow claw this back. There's the man you want in your jersey. Isaac Humphries. White for a 3-pointer. Doesn't go. No one under the bucket rebounding for Adelaide. All red shirts. Doolittle does well to draw in 2 and then eventually get the ball away to Duke Jr. They want to manage this clock, Perth. They want to be smart. They want to just keep chipping it down. Make sure that their lead is enough and they're comfortable winners. Doolittle with a spin away. That ball was 60% of the way into the hoop and somehow just popped back out. It was like magic. Flynn Cameron goes to work. Can't get it to go, but gets the foul. He'll go to the line. He knew what he was doing there, Flynn Cameron. 93-81. 2 minutes 41 on the clock. At the moment, it should just be a victory procession from here for the Perth Wildcats. Isaac Humphries checks out of the game. Flynn Cameron with the free throws. Gets the first. And the second. 10-point ball game. Cameron reaching in. They're trying to really hustle for everything here. Adelaide. 3-point shot for Windler. Doesn't go. Cameron gets the rebound. Does the run around on Cheatham. DJ screaming for the ball. Cheatham goes in. I don't think Joe Watchalong was set, so Cheatham should go to the line here. But DJ Vasiljevic was open in acres of space and was screaming for the ball. Wanted the 3-point shot. Try and chip away at this lead. It's the first time in a while it's been down to single digits if you can take either of these free throws. Cheatham already with 19 points. He's 1 from 4 from the free throw line. Make that 1 from 5. He's lobbing up bricks from that free throw line. Not his forte at the moment. Mike Wells is not loving that there. 8 from 13 so far. 8 from 14 make that from the free throw line with 1 to come here. 9 from 15. And it's a 9-point ball game. Bryce Cotton, what can he inject here? Doolittle back for Duke Jr. Duke Jr. is just going to drive the lane. Zylan Cheatham does well, gets up and gets a stop. DJ Vasiljevic drives into the paint, flicks it around for Cotton. Cotton under pressure. DJ drives in, thinks about the mid-range jumper, pops it back for Isaac White. He drains 3. All of a sudden, this has come to life. 6-point ball game, 1:53 on the clock. They get a stop here, it could be huge. Duke Jr. goes long. Henshaw lobs it down to an unmarked Joe Watchalong, and Cheatham will foul. Joe Watchalong might have put some mayo on that, I think. No, he just grabbed his arm. Joe Watchalong, we would have thought he'd been given 5 minutes in the ring with a UFC fighter. But it remains at the moment. These free throws are going to be crucial. Minute 45 on the clock. Looks like they might be just having another look at this. Foul is given, and that's all. Joe Chill drains one. Makes it a 7-point ball game. Like many of the bigs, not the greatest free throw shooter. Averages just over 60% from the free throw line. Only gets one there. DJ Vasiljevic takes the rebound. Isaac White on the move. They're going to have to be quick here. They need a bucket. They go wide. Flynn Cameron's there. Thinks about the step back. Decides better of it. Bounces the ball in. Cheatham finds Isaac White under the bucket. Isaac White thought he got clipped, but just lost possession over the sideline. And with 90 seconds on the clock and Wildcats possession, Perth in the bonus, there's not much more you can do right now. They've been gallant in trying to close this deficit down. They've outscored Perth by 11 points this quarter so far. Windler's just happy to tick it down. Duke Jr. Almost gotten away with there for Cheatham. Windler gets in. Can't go. The ball's going to be Adelaide ball here. Windler thought he was fouled. 94-87, a minute 6 on the clock. This could still be on here, but tell you what, this would be. There's been some chokes this year in the NBL. There's been some near misses on chokes. This is certainly in the near misses category at the moment as Adelaide call a timeout. 94-87, a minute 6 on the clock. DJ Vasiljevic has added a real spark since he's gotten out there. Meanwhile, on the Ashes, England continue on 6 for 211. Stokes 42. Will Jack's 35. Career high score. He's just in his third test though. This timeout drags on as the game finishes out. What's going to happen? Can they steal victory from the jaws of defeat? It would be absolutely something. All right, here we go. DJ Vasiljevic to inbound. They've advanced the ball here. Bryce Cotton for 3. Drains it. Well. It's a 4-point ball game. A stop here would be absolutely game-changing. 94-90. And try and manage the clock down here to try and mean that they limit Illawarra's possessions. 7 on the shot clock for them. Doolittle gets stopped. Calls for a foul. Doesn't get it. That'll be a foul, though, on Cotton. He cut his lane, and Cotton will go down. They're in the bonus, so with 38 seconds on the clock, Bryce Cotton will go down with 2 free throws. And he's got a tech foul. Cotton drains 1. 3-point ball game. This is interesting now because it looks like there's been a tech foul called on Christian Doolittle. Cotton gets another 2-point ball game. This is absolutely wild. They trailed by 21. They trailed by 15 at the break, and Cotton gets them within 1 point here. John really calls a timeout. 38 seconds on the clock. It's a 1-point ball game. My goodness, what a finish this is. I tell you what, if you haven't been tuned in, you're missing something big here. Bryce Cotton driving them home. He's up to 20 points after a quiet first half. He's got the double-double with 21 points and 12 assists. He's also got 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. But this is absolutely wild times. They've come back and just clawed it away. Down by 18, I stand corrected at 3/4 time. .38 seconds on the clock. This is huge in terms of the finish. It was 14 points after 4 minutes. This is absolutely huge. Humphries is back in. It's Perth Wildcats ball. 14-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Wildcats in possession. And a 1-point ball game. Duke Jr. doesn't get it. DJ Vasiljevic takes it away. Perth here now. Need a stop. Flynn Cameron gets it and takes the lead. 95-94. What a finish we've got on our hands here. Duke Jr.'s got to get something done. 6 on the shot clock or the game clock, either way you look at it. Windler's going to have to get a shot away here. He takes one from 3. Doesn't go. Duke Jr. can't get to it. And my goodness, Adelaide have gotten the great escape. It is basically highway robbery. They trailed by 18 at 3/4 time and have come back with a 35-16 fourth quarter and snatched it at the death. That is absolute scenes. And that will send Adelaide back to the top of the ladder. It looked all but certain that Melbourne would head into their big clash next week as ladder leaders. But Adelaide are now 13-3 after the most unlikely of victories. And Adelaide have silenced the Perth crowd. What a finish for them. Absolutely stunning result in the end. For Adelaide, Isaac Humphries, 28 points, 1 rebound and 1 assist. Bryce Cotton, 21 points, 3 rebounds and 12 assists, 3 steals and a block. But at the finish there, they were looking at that man, Bryce Cotton, and Flynn Cameron got it done. Huge block there for Isaac Humphries late that gave the last stop. Zylan Cheatham, 20 points as well. 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block too. So huge numbers from those 3 for Adelaide, but it does leave the question, if one of those 3 goes down, can they continue to deliver? On the other side, we've got Joe Luala-Chul led the way with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Christian Doolittle, 17 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for him, 6 assists as well. David Duke Jr. got 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And Dylan Windler, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. But what a turnaround that was. What a wild afternoon. We've seen some ebbs and flows. We've seen some comebacks, but that is an all-time comeback, an all-time choke, and both in the same. How Perth lost that the meltdown, the technical foul late there, it just all adds up in the same direction, and Perth will be left looking forlornly in the mirror. And it's a tough result for them as well, because it also means that they now sit 9 and 7, and Sydney can sneak up on them over the next couple of days, or the next couple of rounds, sorry, as we look at what everything goes ahead. But as always, if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe, give the video a like, throw a comment down there as well, and tell us what you took away from this one. And we look forward to having you along again soon for some daily doses and some more live watch-alongs, whether it's NBL or other sports. But in the meantime, big thank you to you for tuning in to your home of the black and white of sports. No grey opinions here, and we'll catch you again soon.